Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to Personal FX. We hope your favorite collectible show.
We certainly do.
Good haircut, John. I like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We've got some great guests in the apartment, and they've brought items that they're curious about having appraised. Did you see the Porky Pig watch? We'll have to find out more about that. There's also a very interesting brass clock, and what would a show be without a Goon rabbit? As always, some of these items could be up for sale, and you can bid on them.
A what rabbit?
Goons.
Oh, Goon's rabbit, yeah. What would a show be without a Goon's rabbit? And today we're going to be talking about the collectability of deeds and how to authenticate them based on what they're printed on. That should be very interesting because those can be very valuable.
Indeed.
Indeed. And today we are not too far from Yale University. As a matter of fact, that is the side of the old campus. Today's super collector actually is the professor of art at Yale, and he collects dexterity puzzles. We're going to learn all about those on today's show.
We're going to have a good time on today's Personal FX.
But old soldiers never die.
Happy Monday, everybody. Glad you joined FX. Guess who these are? These are the wonderful people who've come by to have their items appraised on today's show. Hello, wonderful people. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hello, hello. This is Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Kansas City. We were just a week before. City, so you came here. Is that what
we
happened?
made the reservations here first.
Glad you're here. What are you going to have appraised today?
Baseball cards.
Oh, good. Good luck. Good luck. I think that's interesting. If we come to your town and yours, come by the apartment and have something appraised. Here's how you do it. Just give us a call at that Sprint-sponsored 1-800-FX, and we will take it from there. Let's go out to Guilford, Connecticut, where Isle Haynes is visiting with today's super collector. Hi there, Isle.
Hi, John. You know, the artwork and the daily life for art collector of dexterity games and puzzles. David, thank you for having us. This is David Pease.
Thank you for coming.
Tell everyone exactly what dexterity puzzles are.
Well, dexterity puzzles were small, handheld. They were related to a variety of topics and really sort of had their golden age in the 20s and 30s.
So how do they influence your artwork?
Well, I originally got interested because of the way they look at the process and how things happen. My own work is interested in game boards and puzzles and things like that.
Okay. As a matter of fact, John and Claire, take a look at this painting. It's called Night Baseball. It takes inspiration from his desire of capturing the puzzles.
So we'll check in with the two of you a little bit later on. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Okay, let's get right into some appraisals. Claire, you have Terry and the gang.
I certainly do. We're going to learn more about dexterity. Bruno, Pat Dudley, good to see you. How are you in the dexterity department? Terry, you're the one that brought the full Porky Pig watch.
Right.
Have you had it for a long time?
Well, about 35 years now.
I say that's a long time.
Well, that's a long time.
And how did you get it?
In Middletown, New York.
And does it still work?
Still works perfect.
35 years.
Guaranteed, warranty.
Wow.
This is a wonderful thing.
In wonderful condition.
Yeah. You know, everybody goes for the Mickey Mouse and the... it was made in 1949.
Well, it was first made in 1949. It was made through the 50s, actually. And I think this little patent ban will certainly indicate that. This is in wonderful condition. Ingraham, of course, also made some of the Mickey Mouse watches later on.
Yep.
This is almost in untouched condition. It hardly looks like it's been worn.
And it still works?
Still perfect.
Yeah.
Wound it
Have
up.
you worn it, or has anybody ever played with it? Just kept it right in the box?
Kept it right in the box.
Just a little bit of damage there, but that's okay.
That's okay.
We can live with that.
So almost mint in box and worth about how much?
I'll go out on a limb here, but I'll...
The high-end, excuse me, these sell for around never worn. I think that we need to put a premium value on this. So I would say $250 up.
Do you remember what you paid for it 35 years ago? That's a good return. It sounds like you'd really enjoy it, but you can put it up for sale if you'd like.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Pleasure to have you with us.
Right.
And
My
our
pleasure.
number to call is 212-802-00. Welcome.
Hi, Claire.
Where are you from?
I came to visit my daughter who's attending college in Brooklyn.
Lovely. First time in New York?
First time.
So what do you think of our fair
I've been
city?
here about 2 days. It's
Yeah?
great. A lot to do. Well, I have some, and then the test, in the frames here are also from a workbook, and I just framed them just for showing.
So these are the illustrations from the workbook, in other words.
Right.
Okay.
I got them, and the pictures I bought at an antique shop, a small one.
So they didn't come together? Okay.
In the process of looking for the book that I used to have, got rid of to go with us.
We all remember Dick and Jane when
Dick
we
and
were
Jane and-
How
learning to
collectible
read.
are Dick and Jane?
Well, you know, it has become a baby boom collectible because we remember Dick and Jane from our
And what's interesting is that Dick and Jane went in and out of popularity. It was the standard comprehension reading, standardized testing of its time. Then there was a whole movement that it was sort of stereotyping roles and role-playing and forcing it. Now it seems to have gone around the other way where this really wasn't true. Pat is absolutely right. People are collecting these and paying premium money to get original Dick and Jane from the 50s and 60s.
How respectable are the prices?
These books in frame pieces, even though they were cutouts and they are broken, will still command somewhere in the $25 to $50 range.
Yeah, I would say I have seen them sell, not $12 each. It's better when you have the an actual Dick and Jane reader.
Yeah,
So we're talking about $240, $250?
$250 is a good number for this grouping. It's a very decent number, yeah.
At that number, would you like to put it up for sale?
Oh,
You did well. Okay, we'll be happy to do that for you. Thank you so much. Continue. Barbara, come on in next. Good to have you with us. Thank you. Nice to have you here. You brought some, very pretty glasses. Where'd you get them? Yes. Have you had them a long time?
Over 40 years.
Pretty. What are we looking at?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, they're obviously cobalt, and they truly are cobalt. If you hold it up to the light, if it can light through it, that rich cobalt blue does come through. It's the mineral salt that does it. This is an interesting enamel work, which is very indicative of Bohemian Czechoslovakian glass from the late 1800s through the 1960s. But it's been wheel cut with regular painting. I think somebody has taken on a wheel to smooth the top to give them a painting surface. That's what's known as tooth, that the paint would adhere, and done some individual painting of their own.
Then the quality is radically different inside, kind of an oil-based paint because it doesn't chip very easily and it doesn't appear to be an acrylic.
So this is from earlier this century.
Yes, this is probably from the turn of the century.
Turn of the centuries, but this,
How
that's
much
what I
would you
feel.
say?
Had they
appraised
been
value
mints,
is?
you could have gone $20, $25 per glass, but in this condition, and if we are correct that it was played with, 25, if somebody wants it for the...
Still very
interest
pretty.
value. Oh, yeah, they're very pretty.
For someone who does collect cobalt blue,
Yeah.
40 years, would you consider putting them up for sale? No, they're going to stay in the family. Thank you so much for being with us today. I was talking to Barbara earlier. Your daughter normally lives at me, and I collect a lot of stuff, and my mother's happy for me to throw out and clear out, John.
Get it out of there. Get it out of there. Will is going to have something appraised a little bit later on the show. Will, tell them what this is.
Tiffany & Company gold watch.
Gold watch, Claire. Now, I'm thinking Porky Pig went for $250. You're in good shape, man. We'll see you a little bit later on. In the meantime, let's get a preview of the next item. It belongs to Linda. Hi, Linda. What do you have there?
I have praised coming up next on Personal FX.
This portion of FX is brought to you by Axid AR.
You know, heartburn medicines have been around for years. First came Tagamet, then Zantac, then Pepsid. But the prescription strength as Axid can prevent heartburn completely. That's something Tagamet HB 200, Zantac 75, and Pepsid AC just don't claim. Axid AR. Proven it can prevent heartburn.
It may smell medicine-y to them.
Sounds like kissing a hospital.
Who wants a minty mouthwash that smells so medicine with scope? It's invigorating, tells you its key taste, tells you just how minty fresh your breath can be. Get kissably close with scope.
Pizza! You got that fresh new potpourri scent. Did you move the couch? Your hair? What? I heard that your dog got spayed. Kind of thinking about you and...
Then break the monotony with Mrs. Paul's on one tray in no time with fish sticks breaded and grilled from the kitchens of Mrs. Paul's.
Meet Arnold, a regular ordinary kid just like you. His school is run by a boy. He lives with his grandparents in a boarding house full of crazies. He's got a remote robe. And he has a football-shaped head. Just like you, right? Watch Hey Arnold every Monday and Wednesday.
Madison for the first time in over a year, and TCI Media Services is bringing them here. Tune in to watch the action and follow the Bucks to their first. Milwaukee Bucks basketball is brought to you by TCI Media Services, only on TCI Cable Marketplace. Tune in Tuesday, February 11th at 7:30 p.m. as the Bucks tangle with the Toronto Raptors on TCI Cable Channel 15.
Welcome back to Personal Facts. We just had an item of praise, and you really do try to throw out some of the things she collects?
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, did you bring something of yours or something of your mother's to be appraised during the break?
It was me for my 30th birthday, so it's...
And how long had she had it?
30 years.
Oh, now the appraisers told you about this during the break, and what did they tell you about the watch?
It's 17 jewel movement, and it's...
You forgot, the early 1950s?
Right.
Okay, 70 jewel movement, and that was only made after the 1900s, so it's a really high quality value.
About 125 to 150.
Mm-hmm. In that price range, are you going to hold on to it, or thinking about taking some? Okay, you're ready to clear out. Clear out the all place in the new.
Right.
Our number is 212-802-00. Is on today's program. And with some history and age to them, John.
About 125, 150?
Mm-hmm.
Put Porky the Pig on it, watch what happens. Connecticut, where Linda has joined us. Hi, Linda, how are you today?
Hi, John. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Very nice, thank you.
I have a stereopticon that was my great-grandfather's, and he used it for lectures. He was a minister. Attachment that is for a hand crank for film, motion picture.
Look at something. What do you two think?
May we see one of the slides, please?
Certainly. One is a New York saloon, another Children at Prayer.
This is a funny beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any who may have made it or manufactured it?
Yes, it's Sears Roebuck Company, and there's a patent.
Not a true stereopticon, although it does have stereo cards that it will project through. And with that film adaptation, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
known as megalotropes.
With this name right here.
Trope meaning light, and megalo meaning many. It can project many images, lit images. That's exactly what it is.
Just it's a form, actually.
Much more so.
But more
Turn of the century?
Yes.
Turn of the century. I think these were made up to the early 30s, then they finally fell out of favor. Just too bulky.
Value?
Too cumbersome. How many slides do you have there?
100.
About the $20, $25 range for a really good one, 10, 15 for black and white. But the unit itself, I would figure around $250.
A little more interesting than your average magic lantern, and I would probably value it, I think, in the 3 to 3.
The lamp itself, and then another 10 to 25 up to the
per for
slide.
these slides.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a hard one to work out.
Linda, do you want to, on the whole set there, or do you want to hold on to it?
I'd be happy to consider bids.
All right, we'll put them out and let's see what happens. Thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, and...
Okay. I'm originally from Illinois, but currently I live...
Glad you're here.
Thank
What do you
you.
have here? Now tell us what this is.
That's the Guns Rabbit.
Where did you get this?
I was with my mom at a garage sale and just picked it up.
Is that right? Can I ask you what you...
I don't remember. How much did we pay? $5.
$5.
Pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good. Here's the Gund label, Gund label, because we have in the G the actually
The
face of a
face,
rabbit,
yeah.
right?
Let's get a real good shot of that if we can.
See if we can.
Just show those names. Gund is probably the single most favorite from the early 40s, 30s and 40s, and it sort of walks a fine line between what is considered a real homemade item or a mass-produced item.
Made 40s. Long time, I think they were founded by Adolf Gund, I think in 1898 in Norwalk, Connecticut, and then moved into New York and into Brooklyn, where you are now. And they've made Walt Disney figures. And I think in 1906 they started making teddy bears, but first figures that they made, and why it has been incorporated into their logo.
It does have sort of a homemade...
Yeah, it's got that homey look to it, that traditional Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy as opposed to the mass-produced.
So the value then on this?
Well, this is very much loved, so I think I would say because of condition, probably in the $75
Yeah,
range.
really mint one get in the $250 range, but this is good at $7.
For a $5 investment.
It's hard, and it's a great brand.
You want to take some bids? You want to hold on to it?
I think I'll take some bids.
Let's see what happens. Thank you for bringing that right. Up next is Tracy from Kansas City, and Tracy's in town for a dog show or something, right?
Yep, the Westminster Dog Show.
Okay. Is participating?
Yeah, my dad has a dog in the show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Tell us what you have here.
Too bad in the midst of a bunch of baseball cards. So I had to bring them.
Good
Great.
find.
Yeah.
These baseball cards, and on the back, which is important, I see if we can get this. This is a 1933 mark. Now, in 1933, Goody was the first company to make a 4-color card, or one of the first, and their 4-color for all baseball cards to follow. These are a little bit later than 33. They're probably 33 when. And they are called big heads. You can see that the head of the baseball player is out of proportion to body. And they are important because people fill out sets of these, and complete sets are very valuable. So even neither one of these players, Van Lingo Mungo, who I've never heard of, and Jimmy Fox, who I have players that I am aware of, but they are important because the cards will help you fill out sets. Now the condition of this one, yeah, and some boxing in the background. This one, the corner is a little bit rounded.
John, I just want to say 88 baseball
Yeah,
starts
and that's
for
the
their
thing, to
200.
try and get that whole series is incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
That's absolutely right. She's the expert on baseballs. And I would guesstimate that the folded one is worth somewhere around, what, 50, 75?
I would say a little bit lower.
Okay.
The condition is absolutely critical for that one, but I would say a bit lower for
I'll
this
defer
one.
to
So I would say
Patsy,
maybe 30 and 50.
Okay. Let's take some bids?
Sure.
Yeah, let's take some bids, see what happens.
All right,
Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. Good luck at the dog show as well.
Thanks.
All right. And Will now has joined us. Hey, Will.
Good to see you.
Where are you from?
Kansas City also.
Oh, okay. You with her?
Yes.
Oh, great.
My wife.
Oh, this came from your grandfather, is that
Yes.
right?
It was my grandfather's watch. It was given to him for his birthday in 1956 or 58. I'm engraving on the back.
56.
56,
Yeah.
It looks like it still works, yes?
Still works, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting, the Tiffany and Company watch. It is an electric watch. It's one of the first electric watches, and I think the first electric watch is where a lot of the value lies. I think in 1952, the first electric watches were wristwatches that were introduced into the United States. The case is marked 14 karat gold on the back, and I believe that the chain link band is the same as a lot of charm bracelets you see made at the same time, and it's really quite heavy in gold.
One of the things that's interesting about this, and Pat's right, it's one of the first, if not the first, electric watch that they made, is the link itself, the link bracelet. Very rare for a man to have a bracelet at that time. So between that and the fact that it is the beginning of a whole series of, it really kicks up there in price, probably between 500 to 1,000 in that spread.
Agreed?
Yeah.
I'm closer. You do have to consider the amount of gold.
The amount
so
of
you're
gold.
Right.
There's
yeah.
a lot of gold in this, and it's a collectible watch.
I concur with John.
All right.
Absolutely.
So 500 up to $1,000.
Yeah.
What do you think, Willie?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Thanks for bringing that by.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. All right, let's go out to the Guilford collection. Aya, what's that?
That's called a roly-poly puzzle. And I want you to figure out how you should get the balls into each of the holes.
Oh, yeah,
How do you think you should do this?
I have no idea.
Well, the logical way, one goes in, the other comes out. So logic has to go out the window. What you have to do is electrical force forces the balls into the holes.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I got you.
So a lot of time, that's what you have to do with these games. You're going to see more games here in Guilford.
I'm Steve Walker, and this is Jack. Here at the Pet Department, we take pets very seriously. Ask us questions and answers with your pet in mind.
What dog is a lamb?
Caring for a pet is not a game.
Neutering or spaying your pet can cause it to become lazy.
False. Watch the Pet Department for the latest on today's most popular pets.
How many eyelids does the trigger?
Watch the Pet Department today at 3, 2 cents. On the next FXMD, we'll talk about the most common form of arthritis, osteoarthritis.
And we'll talk about a type of cement that can repair your spine.
Plus, how to prevent gum disease.
FXMD today at 3:30, 2:30 Central.
Hills roll it any way you like it and bake for a crisp golden crust.
Nothing makes pizzas rock and roll like my Pillsbury pizza crust.
Want a great way to top your Pillsbury pizza crust? Step it up.
Iams understands that the simple act of petting a dog makes people healthier and happier. It's even been suggested that people who own dogs lead longer, fuller lives. Now, knowing what dogs do for you, wouldn't it be nice? Like Iams every day. It's more because its quality ingredients are more digestible. Iams dog food, good for life. From the Iams Company.
Outback?
Got better gas. How'll it turn tighter than our Blazer?
Brake better than our Explorer.
Silence, fools. Just tell me what you need to catch him.
Our own Outback would be nice.
And leather.
Will's first sport utility wagon.
Weatherman Normie's report is looking stormy, with heavy precipitation and leaks flooding low areas. The trim diapers are moving in, with the improved leak lock system, up and in the middle for girls. Even after a downpour, there's hardly a leak. And Normie gives the soft cloth-like cover thunderous applause. Trimmed outstanding leakage protection.
Watching cartoons, you know there's only one place you can find them anytime, day or night. Cartoon Network. No matter when you tune in, you'll see a cartoon, because that's all we play. Cartoons. Cartoons, 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 cartoons. 165 days till the end of time. So come to the place that's playing cartoons when nobody else is. The world's first and only Cartoon Network.
Now, this sounds really complicated, but this is really interesting. Did you know in January 1996, the original deed for the presidential proclamation of the Louisiana Purchase was sold at auction for the auction house that paid for a real estate transaction deed, and that is brought to you by Axid AR.
Wow. I wonder about all the hands that it went to, from one hand to the next owner.
Yeah.
All those years. That with the Porky Pig character watch. It came with a guarantee, and it worked. It's been working for like, our guest had it for over 40 years. He paid $4 for it, but it's almost to $350. And then we have the Dick and Jane reading books. Who knew these could be valuable? We're talking $250 for all, dating back to the 60s. And this must be Watch Day on wind-up watch, and it has a 17-jewel movement, very high quality, also from the 50s, $150 as we praise value.
And out in Connecticut, we have the Megalotrope, which in French means multi-lenses. That was appraised at $250 to $350 for the item. This is in Roebuck Company. We also have the Gund rabbit. Is that right?
Gund.
Good. All right,
Okay,
that's in the
sounds
late 1940s. Of course, this is well loved, and that was appraised at $70. Really interesting. 1936 to 1938, they're called big heads. These were appraised at $80 for the two of them there. Goody baseball cards.
And we have another watch, a Tiffany & Company watch. It's quite valuable, $500 to $1,000. The show works. If you see something you'd like to bid on it, all you have to do is call us, 212-802-0082. Now, I love big fun little puzzles.
Well, then this super collection is for you. Let's go out and see some more out in Connecticut. Io?
Hey, we're back with David, artist, super collector, professor of art at Yale, and I understand another professor helped you get this collection started.
That's true. When I came up, I taught previous School of Art in Philadelphia, and when I left the teachers there, one of my colleagues, a man named Will Larson, gave me this particular puzzle, which is a German-made puzzle and in a room, in a sense, to steal money out of the cabinet. And the object is to close the cabinet doors and then to put the little padlock, which you can see here at the top, on that. So and then you have to maneuver the padlock.
That's incredible. Would you say that was one of the harder games, or?
No, the easier one.
The easier one.
I mean, probably if it hadn't been easier, I wouldn't have become a collector.
As far as you don't throw one away.
Well, I suppose there are things you could do, and there is that possibility, but I try not to.
Right, because they're valuable to you.
Well, they to me.
Right. Now, how much would you say the pieces go for in general?
Generally, these pieces were from $5 to $75.
Okay. Now, this section would be the harder or more difficult games?
Well, in terms of my cards that I have personally found the most difficult are this particular puzzle, which is called Do It, which is on the back here, which is like can you do it?
Right.
Can you do it? And the idea of this particular puzzle is to take the sphere, which has a hole in it, and then to put it on the nail.
Okay. And
very
put it on the nail.
Now, this one is difficult also, and I have before, fight off not to destroy it. And this is also a location, I guess, trying to get that ball right up to the top.
This puzzle and this particular puzzle are the same principle that they're BB, and the point is to put it in the depression at the top.
Which is almost impossible.
Obviously, you've done it.
Well, not that one. This one I did. That one I can't do.
Right.
But I guess you can cheat and use a magnet right at the top.
Yeah.
Would never.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Now, when do images start appearing on the puzzles?
Well, they at least in terms of the collection that I have, they've always had some kind of images, but it's very what they have gravitated toward.
Right.
For example, this particular puzzle is a picture of Harold Lloyd, who was a movie star in the silent era. And in this particular puzzle, he has his glasses.
Right. And the object is to get the glass
back on. And then this puzzle here deals with Lindbergh's flight to Paris. This one here is a piece called Black War II, to black out the windows. And this piece down here is the Queen Mary.
Okay, so that's all relating to history.
Many of them are.
Were there any comic book characters?
There were,
cartoon
and
characters
over a top dexterity puzzles. And in front of those is the one of Mutt and Jeff. And they were, of course, their comic characters in the 30s and 40s.
Are the Popeye puzzles more valuable than, say, Mutt and Jeff or any others that might be out there?
This way, I paid more for them. Whether they were valuable or not, we're not
They
sure.
will say yes.
All right.
So out of all the pieces we haven't seen, which is your favorite?
Well, I think my personal favorite is one that's right over here called the Dovecote puzzle, because of its look and because of the way it deals with the grid, but also because it reminds me of my favorite artist, Joseph Cornell.
Ah, and now have you ever been able to successfully get those balls into the dove? That's good. Congratulations. Thank you very much for showing us this collection. It's been fantastic and very...
more than welcome.
Thank you very much.
It has been fantastic, and I think you might be the only one that would dare talk to a professor at Yale about cheating.
You're right.
Thank you, Io. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Well, and now the rest of the students at Yale knows he's a super
Right. He's probably going to get a bunch of them now. That's
yeah,
it.
they are lots of fun, John.
Folks, stay with us. When Personal FX returns, we're going to be talking about the collectability on what they're made of.
What you think?
Oh, no. Ice.
Decrease coefficient of friction, divert torque to adjust.
With its exclusive Smart Track system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can let...
Just for the feel of it, just dig the appeal of it.
And singing to the sound.
My place, or your place with it, and Diet Coke, yeah! Whoa, one more time.
Dried to dark, rich ground roast. It's fresh brewed coffee made into crystals. Folgers crystals. See the difference in an instant. Yeah, to dark, rich Folgers crystals. Folgers looks more like dark coffee, but the freeze-dried costs about $1 more. Folgers crystals. Pocket the difference in an instant.
The land has always said, welcome.
Can I get you something? Are we having fun tonight? Yes. Yay! What a thing.
Enjoy.
Welcome to Ho Chunks.
Personal FX, we are always on the road. In fact, next week, we're going to be in Daytona, Florida, but we are already booked. So it means no more room for guests for appraisals on location. But for those of you who live in San Antonio, call us. We'll be there February 24th to the 28th. And then we're heading to Portland, Oregon from March 3rd through the 7th. If you've got just an item you want to have appraised, call us at our Sprint-sponsored number. That's 1-800-FX-FX patiently for an appraisal. You bought it a very nice looking. Get it.
This clock belonged to my grandparents, and then it was passed down to my mother and father, and then it got passed down to me. And so I appraised it.
How nice that it's still in the family.
Yeah,
I like that.
I covet this.
Yes.
This is wonderful. During the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, but right in the 50s, there was a whole movement of these do fun things. We all saw the wagons, the covered wagons, and the Western clocks. This is a fireplace. If you didn't have a fireplace in your little New York City apartment, you can plug this in, and this actually has a little fire going in here. It's absolutely wonderful, yeah. It's done on a rotating. I love these things. They're really base metal. United Clock Company put them out. Never really expensive movements, but just the fact that they did so much. These things are darling.
How much are we talking about?
I've had 2 of these over the years and sold them in the 75.
Pat?
Yeah.
I've seen them sell for a little bit less than that, but in the same range.
Yeah, from 2 in that spread, depending on the quality.
In that range, is it working?
Oh yeah, it keeps every minute, every second. The fireplace looks great.
Well, can you?
I don't think I can.
No, it's in the family.
Yeah.
It's great that your family is passing these things along. Thank you.
Don't trip.
And our next guest is Alex. And let's tell him not to trip because we don't want to need everything.
No, no.
So in both of your hands.
My wife and I picked it up at a place in Middletown, New York. We used to go there to visit my mother on weeks to went all over this looking for antiques and stuff like that.
Did you get a good deal?
Well, I paid $35 for it.
Oh, I guess so.
$5 a week, paid the other 30.
This has the Royal Registry number, and this particular mark was used, I think, from 1902 to into the late 20s, I believe. Interestingly enough, we don't see Royal Dalton 2. We see Dalton, which is the business under that name from about 1853. But it was not until they had an actual appointment to be able to use the name Royal in this pottery. This is a wash bowl and pitcher set before the...
there you go.
Exactly.
How much are these worth?
This particular one, because it is rather large, is very clean. We can't in the $300 to $350 range.
$350 will set.
Probably made in the teens.
You did very well. Now that you know you did very well, would you like to put it up for sale?
Yes, I would.
Okay. We'll be happy to do that for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
Our 020. Let's go back on out and see what Gwen has for us to take a look at. Welcome to Personal FX.
Thanks, Claire. How are you?
Very well, thank you. That's a pretty item you're holding up. Tell us about it.
Well, I actually have a pair of vases that I great-grandmothers. This month, my grandmother's been 2 generations prior to that. The only thing I really know about them is that I always thought they were black, but I think they're amethyst. There are no markings. They're pontos.
Can we see a close-up of the design work, please? Okay.
Yeah. And how do they get that design work on it?
This is glass. You can't get a black dye, so this is deep, deep, deep amethyst to give you the black glass. Insofar as the decoration, go ahead.
It's applied when the right after the vases are
The Mosier-like.
Yes,
Beautiful
it is.
looking. It looks valuable.
These are. If they're Mosier, I think they are, at least from that generic family, they're probably pushing around $500 to $600 for the pair.
Yeah, they're definitely Austrian or Czech, I would say, and they do look somewhat...
That's nice.
They are beautiful. They've been in your family a very long time. Are you planning to keep them, or you were thinking maybe you'd like to take some offers? Exquisite. And now let's turn this over to John.
All right, Craig Tuttle has joined us. He is the author of An Ounce of Preservation and a brand new daddy. Glad you're here, Craig. Thanks so much for coming in. Indirectly, what it's made of can help determine its value.
Yes, indirectly, that there are different types of materials used for documents. For example, here we have parchment, which was made from sheep and goats.
So if you date it.
Well, the use of parchment and vellum basically date back to about 1500 BC and was used in a paper, pretty much replaced the use of both.
Now, the value document is determined not only by its age, but what's on it, obviously.
Yes, precisely. In this case, what we have is the signature of Abraham Lincoln, which is also distinctive in that usually he signs it. For that, we have the signature of Secretary of War Edward Stanton.
So the value of this document here?
Is substantial.
Substantial.
Especially because it's signed Abraham Lincoln.
And again, this is parchment, and one of the ways you can tell is because of the...
What happens to distinguish parchment from vellum is that parchment is rather smooth in its texture, and it will wrinkle when exposed to excessive climate conditions. Vellum, on the other hand, is very textured, and you can see the pores.
Now, this is made of...
This is vellum.
This is vellum. Okay,
right.
Now this is this came about the same time as parchment, didn't it?
Skins of calves and goats, of kids, young goats, and lambs as well.
Now you can tell the difference on this. It's a little bit grainier, I guess. A little bit heavier.
And heavier.
Okay. And again, it's
the texture is distinctly different from parchment.
Okay. Now we also have. When did this happen?
This was printed in 1832, and it's made of very heavy rag content. And still, as you can see, it's in rather
paper. If your deed is on paper, you know that it's a little bit of a document.
Well, yes, to a degree. The paper started being produced originally in Spain in the 1100s, and then gradually spread throughout Europe and came to North America in the 1600s.
To keep these things in good condition, what is that?
Yes, moderate temperature and relative humidity. You have your temperature about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Your relative humidity should be between 45 and 50%. Spores and pollutants.
What are these materials here?
Okay, what we have here is pH balanced paper, and the best way to store a document such as this parchment sheet of pH balance, carefully lift the document up, place it in like this, and then use another piece of pH balanced paper to cover it over.
Sure, obviously.
Right.
Great. Thanks so much for stopping in. Really appreciate it. 3 different types of items that you can see that they're printed on, so now you learned a little bit about that, and you got to see Abraham Lincoln's signature, too. That's good. So, all right, folks, FX returns. As a matter of fact, let's get a preview of the next one. It's out in Connecticut. Belongs to Derek. Hey, Derek.
Yes, I have a cigarette lighter from the 1930s that I would like to have appraised on personal effects.
Rumble and run for cover. Vegas, weekdays at 10, only on FX. Terrific.
You can never be too careful about the sun. You might think that when it's cold out, it's okay. But
In the winter, UV rays can cause
But I can't help protect my skin.
Oil of Olay Daily UV Protectant Cream. Intense moisturization for winter plus SPF 15. The #1 product used by dermatologists, helping prevent fine if I'm good skin. Olay's Daily UV Protectant.
I'm a spoon, but I should have been a knife, because I love banana nut bread. Hey, knife, dig this. Ooh, 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 ah, ah. Nope, it's all mine.
What's new in potty training? New pull-ups training pants. Totally redesigned to motivate training as no diaper can. They're trimmer with new big kid designs for boys and girls, like real underwear. And now there's just as much protection as a diaper. Diapers can't give your child that big kid feeling. Pull-ups can. And that's the best motivation to train there is.
Mommy, wow! Valentine's Day. Tell them you love them with those 3 little words.
Pillsbury sugar cookies.
Just roll, cut, bake, then decorate with your own sweet message. They're the perfect.
Whoops.
Coming February 23rd, world premiere movie event.
All my girls gonna be doctors.
He faced every challenge
We're not in the business of granting mortgages to coloreds.
and refused to take no.
This is it. Families together.
He's a tyrant.
Their father's dreams made the impossible possible.
Get ready, get set, go to the aisle great deals while sitting idle in your home. Don't exhaust yourself looking all around town. Put on the brakes and watch the auto marketplace on Cable Marketplace. We bring the cars to you. Be there.
On Home Marketplace, Dane County's video real estate guide. Seen 4 times daily, only on Cable Marketplace. Cable Channel 15.
Welcome back to Personal FX. How interesting how you store the deeds. Simple. You just have to know how to do it.
That's it. It's that simple.
A bunch of items that are getting phone calls right now. We want to let you know that the Pig watch, which is in very good condition, almost mint in the box, from the 50s, worth $250 to $350. And then we have the Dick and Jane reading books and the 2 illustrators, basically for all. And the Megalotrope, which is appraised at about $250 to $350 and about $10 for each slide, and there are 130 slides. It is.
This was appraised. How you doing? This was appraised at $75. Then we have the baseball cards, and these are from 1936 to about 1938, appraised at $80 for both first 4 color baseball cards in 33. And we wristwatch, and one of the first electric watches Tiffany made, and this was appraised at $500 up to $1,000 on that item.
And we also saw the Royal $300 to $400, probably from Repellent. So, it's not too late to join the bidding process. Here's what you do. You call us at 212-802-0082. No more holding the rabbit?
No more holding the rabbit.
Okay.
Has joined us. Derek, how are you today?
Hi, John.
Tell us more about...
I have a electric cigarette lighter from, I believe it's the 1930s. And it works, as you can see.
That's interesting. Where'd you get that?
It was my grandfather, I guess, when he was in a smoking phase.
That is something.
But it still works. There's mica on the front of it, and it just has the cord attached to it, and there's no markings on it, just a silver finish.
Let's see what the appraisers think here. That's really something.
That's really kind of cool. Back in the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, of course, smoking was a big, big thing. Everybody was so familiar with created just to smoke. There were smoking stands, all the fancy ashtrays. This is one that's meant to fit into a slot in a chair-side table smoking stand. Cigarette lighters would not have been that big, but just exactly that. Some of them, when you pick them up, they're lit, button, and light your cigar.
It has felt on the bottom, and I
okay, so that's a table sitter then. Yeah, that's a
table sitter. What do you think in terms of...
Because of the popularity of cigar smoking. in the neighborhood of probably 125, 150.
That's a very good price range for something that high fashion and that good condition. That's about right. That's cool.
That's really cool. You want to hold on to it?
I'll entertain some offers.
Let's see what happens. Thanks for bringing it by.
Certainly never saw anything like that before, John.
That's
unusual. Turning to our mailbag, Jerry Riley from Glassboro is on the right.
Hello.
Good to have you with us. You wrote us about your Mickey Mouse phonograph.
Yeah.
More on how you came to own it.
Someone gave it to me. I don't know too much about it. I know it's and it's 2-speed, 45. It's in pretty fair condition. The hinge is a little bit rusty on it. That's all I really know about it.
Okay, and of course it says Mickey Mouse Club on it. Copyright Walt Disney Productions.
And Mickle of these who are now Mouse, so on and so forth. This one is in really pretty good condition, and what's important is that it is made by Lionel, which is a highly recognized toy manufacturer. And this particular phonograph generally runs $75 to $125 range.
What makes it really desirable is that the Mickey Mouse Club phonograph. They're worse than just a Mickey Mouse, but this is a
would want about $125.
$125 is a good number, yeah.
Jerry, is there interest?
Okay, some offers.
Okay, we'll be happy to do that. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Okay.
Interesting items.
That's right.
Today. You might get to New York City. They could mail us some pictures or videotapes of the
That's right,
items.
with all the dimensions and the size and all that. Don't send the item, just send a photograph or videotape to the following address. Personal FX, the Collectibles, New York, 101. A little item you might want to remember. Don't photocopy the picture and then send us the photocopy. That doesn't work either.
No.
Send us a nice clear picture.
Okay. Now it's almost time for the big biz. We've got a whole bunch of watches on. We'll find out in a moment.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
Well, my daughter's in his class.
Every town has its share of all the struggles.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Every family must find a way to triumph.
The good in this world still outweighs the evil.
The people, the problems. Take a look beyond the picket fences. Every day at 1 p.m. only on FX.
Heads up!
There you go.
Mom,
You guys taking a break?
we are now.
What do you got?
Let's see, OJ, purple stuff, soda.
Any Sunny D?
Yeah, plenty. Perfect.
Good stuff, too. Yeah. Already looks better than your room.
Sunny Delight, the good stuff kids go.
So tired, tired of waiting for you. I'm so tired, tired of waiting.
Why wait for it when there's Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine? Its burst of effervescence means its strong medicine is ready to rush relief the instant you take it. So what are you waiting for? Get fast relief medicine.
Minty sticks. They're crunchy, and it tastes really good. You can pick them up. You don't have to chop it up like this, all to pieces. and to cans. I usually eat 4 or 5.
Vandicamps, the fish kids like to eat.
You should get your mom.
How you and Brenda doing?
Oh, man, she's got no respect.
You didn't?
She's like controlling my life.
Get used to it, man.
Yeah, well, while I'm getting used to her, I just miss breakfast.
Learn to anticipate.
What's this?
Kellogg low fat, still made with whole grains, still delicious strawberry taste.
Oh, that's all right, man.
Yeah, it's good.
But now can even more strawberry taste.
I tell you, she's got me tied up in knots.
I can see that.
3, 2, 1, blast off.
When spills are at their worst, Bounty's at its best. It's the quilted quicker picker-upper. Bounty is quicker. With ordinary towels tear on carpet, even top quality towels, but Bounty's stronger.
The quilted quicker picker-upper.
Quilted Bounty.
Welcome back to Personal FX. Before we get started with those all-important big bids, I want to thank Craig Tuttle for stopping by, and I want to remind you folks that if you need more for this book right here, there's a lot of handy tips in there. Craig, thanks so much for stopping by today.
Thanks, John.
All right, Claire, let's go big bids.
We certainly will, John. Let's go back out to Connecticut, and we want to let Linda know for your megalotrope, we have an offer from Leland from Pittsburgh, Kansas for $50.
I'd like to think about that.
You certainly may. Thank you so much. Bill from Eugene, Oregon would like it for $351.
No, no thanks.
Okay. James Albert from Huntington, Texas, $265.
seriously think about it.
And Julie for the rabbit, Donna from Russell, Kansas is offering $87.50.
I'll think about it.
Let us fun.
Tracy with the baseball. Ed, Massachusetts called in with an offer of $175. Check this one out. Will with the Tiffany watch. Kevin from Teaneck, New Jersey called in with an offer of $1,122.33.
I'd have to say.
Alex with the Royal Dalton. Sharon from an offer of $153. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Say yes to Io Haynes. Find out what's up for tomorrow. Io?
Well, first I want to thank the games for helping with my dexterity. Tomorrow we're in Chester, Connecticut, looking at daguerreotypes and all.
Oh, good. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Io. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Good luck with the games, guys. All of you for joining us with Fun in the Apartment. And so make the most of your day, and we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow.
Thanks.